And hello, Jalu from Bangladesh. I like to say Bangladesh. My husband said that's not correct. Sounds fancy when I say it that way. But anyway, hello, Jalu. Thank you for joining for the first part of getting business ready for 2024. Coming back to finish a few more, and I feel like maybe we should talk some more. Maybe I'll do this again on next Tuesday. I hadn't planned for it. Um, but I think I did not project that we may need more time because social media in it social get your tongue together social media in itself is a big conversation because it is very tempting to scroll through and see stuff you want to reshare and how to spend time on your personal wall where your friends and family are and how much time to spend on your business page and why can't I just reshare things. And when you start a business, understanding branding, it for me didn't go past my logo and making sure I had a website that said my business name. However, branding is the language of your business, how it looks, how it sounds, how it shows up. Well, if you're sharing everybody else's stuff all the time, um, it's going to dilute what you're trying to do. It's going to confuse the people that you are trying to attract, if they get attracted at all. So you have to practice discipline. You have to have a, and they say, the gurus say, have a schedule. But if you have a schedule to create content, but you don't know what content to create, you're going to do things like hire someone to create content for you. But unless you have endless money early in your business, and even 14 years in your business is still early in your business, you're still doing a lot of stuff yourself. So, how long is it going to take you to learn the skills that's needed for you to be on every social media platform creating content that doesn't bore people who follow you on every platform? Okay. Um, where do you find content? How do you make sure that content is not licensed by someone else? How do you make sure you don't choose a sound for a video that is licensed by somebody else, blocking you from being able to eventually make money off of your content when you have enough content? When we start our businesses, it's a lot of fun because it's easy. I can share something, I can promote, I can tell people about your business or service, I can interview, I can, and it's easy until you begin to turn it into a business. And then there are some guidelines that will help you be successful. Now, yes, you are in business, so you can carve out your own place in the world and for you to leave your fingerprint. However, in order to connect with the people who will eventually love what you offer, you have to meet them where they are. Give them something that is familiar so they'll be open to something new. For me, it was online radio. Well, online radio, Catherine, doesn't make sense because either people were listening to FM, AM radio in their car, or there was um, satellite radio. So I was asking people to do two things because back then we still had data plans and people were very careful with using their data. So I'm asking them to listen to my online radio show. I'm asking them to use their data to listen to my online radio show. Oh, three things. And they probably will need an auxiliary cord because Bluetooth wasn't here yet. So only 14 years ago, and so much has changed. Educating someone on how to tune in to my show had become a big part of the work that I had decided I'm going to do, not knowing what I was doing. The learning curve, I had no idea. So I was going from zero to whatever. And just as I'm getting to the point of understanding radio, and understanding TV, things changed. So it wasn't just AM, FM radio, and satellite. There is now streaming. There is now Spotify and Pandora, um, and YouTube even evolves. So I just learned all of this stuff, feeling like it's for nothing, but it really wasn't, because while new stuff was created, new ways to deliver content was created, I had a head start because I understood about creating content. I understood about measuring listenership and viewership. I understood it, I had not mastered it. So my learning curve was a little bit smaller, and it was cute seeing people with their how to start a podcast booklet, because it was like, now everybody has a podcast. And I wanted to do something original. But if you're too original, it takes a little longer for it to catch on, unless you have a lot of resources and you already have established your network, and you have a large network and everybody is all abuzz about you, and that takes time. Over 14 years, I've reached back past 14 years ago to the people I knew along the way. Now, the people I met in the 14 years I've been in business, those people are gaining traction as well. But primarily the people that support my business, I knew them before I started my business. Now, in the beginning, it didn't seem like they were supporting. And the truth is, they weren't. And the truth is, because they did not know what to support. They just know Catherine's doing something. Okay. So what does support look like? It was not defined because I had no idea. So when you hear people say, or you read a post that someone says, my family and friends are not supporting my business, there's a reason. They may not need what you are offering. That could be one. Some people don't just give money repeatedly just for name, just because I know you. I may buy a thing from you once or twice, and if I don't need it, I won't repeat that. I may tell people about your business, but you won't know that, because a lot of times we don't say, how did you hear about me? A lot of times the person doesn't volunteer. So I could say, I told 10 people about you, but until you see those 10 people and they're buying items, it's really just me talking, you feel. So what does support look like? So in 2024, one thing to do while clarifying what you're going to do with your social media, which platforms you're going to be on, and I said one, maximum two, because it is a lot of effort to make sure that you are following the rules of every platform you're on. You cannot, and you will find out, you cannot just post the same thing on every platform, because everything isn't for every platform. Like I mentioned in the first video, Facebook versus LinkedIn, and even Instagram versus LinkedIn, they're different. Even Facebook to Instagram, there are some differences. So you may create one piece of content and think, well, I can put this in 3 places. You can. You can if it follows the rules of that platform. So how much time do you have to learn? Do you want to, keep posting things and letting them smack your hand? Are you going to sit down and read the guidelines for that platform? What are you going to choose? For me, I choose the easiest point of entry, because there's going to be so much to learn anyway, so I want to gain traction somewhere. So when podcast started, I had a head start. I pouted a bit because it's online radio, and there was a group of us. It's online radio, and people need to know that. But we also needed to know there's a trend coming, and while you know about radio and online radio, you can evolve, and people are coming for podcasts. Podcasts are very similar to radio and TV shows. Stop whining, let go of online radio, and move to podcasting and do what you know. Easier point of entry, because we were already there creating content. We had the stamina. They just changed the name, whoever they are, the powers of they. So you choose one, maybe 2 platforms to focus your content on. Oh boy, I got myself off track. How can you do that when you're talking to yourself? Okay, and that's real too, because sometimes you're gonna get off track because there's so much to think about in your business. You want to consider what things do you need to know to get where you're trying to grow in your business. Do not compare your business to someone else who has been in business 1 year. You do not know how that person prepared if their 1 year is just explosive and it seems like they just popped on the scene and everything is just working for them. That person may have understood how to research a market. That person may have already had a network of people that was going to do business with them. They may have already known some things you didn't know. We prepare different, we begin businesses for different reasons. So compare yourself to yourself. So what do you need to know? What do you need to know? No one is outshining you, no one can. It's your secret sauce. If you grow slow, that's fine. Go at your pace because in business, you're trying to stay in business. You're not going to always see a monetary profit because we like to change our minds. We like to change things, and it is your prerogative. Change things every day if you want to. What you're going to learn is that changing your mind often delays you often, so you're always starting over. There's always a reset. You may feel like, well, at least I'm picking up where I left off. But are you? Because you may have left a project undone to go work on something else, to start something else, and you come back and things have changed. So to my multi-talented friends, it's okay. You're going to get to do them all. For myself, I wanted to get a college degree. I got one. Then I got two. Achieved that. Well, I got my dream of having children early, and then I got bonus children. So my dream was realized again because I always wanted a large family, and I have that. Controlling how it shows up to me, everything isn't in my control, but some things are in my control, like sticking to a plan. If something changes, it's not me derailing the plan, it's adjusting to keep going that same way. I'm not going to throw the plan away and start something else because it feels good for a grand opening. It does. It feels good for people to see something new that you're doing and you're excited about it and they're congratulating you. That feels good. Being in a plateau doesn't feel. It's kind of, I wish I was doing something. I get it. But pace yourself according to yourself. What do you need for where you're going? Changing your mind often will delay you often. It's okay to change your mind, but understand there's a consequence. I changed my mind a lot. So I have lots of ideas and lots of extensions to this needs to be said. So there's lots of ideas that are waiting to be developed when it's time, if the time comes. And it's all right if you have an idea that remains in a vault. It's okay. You are trying to bring your best to the world. You want to contribute to society, whatever it is that you offer. Don't confuse the audience. I've said this to people. I've even confused people because I get excited and I want to do it all at once. And it's frustrating to try to do it all at once. You're going to spend more time on your business. You're not going to really have that life that you thought the business would bring you by owning your own business or running your own foundation. You thought this is going to give me time freedom. How? When you're running yourself in the ground. Many of us leave a job or we are phasing out of a job to go into our own business and we do what the boss did to us or what we said the boss did to us. We run ourselves into the ground because that's what we know. Is that the life you chose? Do you really want to do 9 to 5, 11 to 7? Do you really? Practice what you want from the beginning. When it was told to me, probably like Someone who's listening to this and thinking about, I'm just in business, I just started, I'm not making money, I got kids to feed, I got bills to pay. No, I cannot plan for things I want because those things require money. A vacation requires money. Taking time off requires money. If I don't work, I don't eat. All of those things were very real worries and took practice because if I don't have it, I don't have it. I won't have it until I get it. I have to keep going until I get it. Get it. When I worked on a job, if I needed something financially, I'm not going to get paid faster on that job. I still got to go to the job to get the money. So I did take that thinking into the business. I've had to move. I've had to reevaluate my life because I changed everything when I became 100% a business owner in an industry that was new to me, that had not been proven, that may not be more than a phase, really. Thank goodness it did not remain a phase. It grew into something that is now notable, and because the right people got behind podcasting and made it notable, those independent creators also were able to step up. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I stuck with it. I'm grateful that I took a chance on myself. And it's hard. It was hard to say, I need this money now. I need to make a sale now. And it's not coming because I got to learn. People don't always pay you to learn. Some people may. A lot of people do not pay you to do a job for them, and you're learning as you go. So, what are you going to do? Do you give up and say, well, I'll start this business at a better time? When will be a better time? Because if you're doing something completely new, everything you knew before goes out the door. You don't have the regular routine schedule, the regular routine paycheck. Even if the contract that you've signed with someone says that you should get paid at a certain time, things happen, contracts have to be delayed, or a company can go bankrupt and they're not able to pay you. And how do you prepare for that? Because this is you as a business owner. So, you have to continue to look at ways to make money in your business, but stay on the same track. What happens is I'll think of something like, I'm going to do the podcast, but maybe some of my sponsors had to pull out. They're not able to continue to pay me, so I have to replace that money. Oh, I have an idea. I'll start merchandise. I'll start creating merchandise and try to sell that. Well, I just created a new business. Yes, it's under This Needs to Be Said, but now I have to have a marketing strategy. I have to have designs. I have to invest in that. What was wrong with me staying here and maximizing what else could be done? Because money can be made in every area of your business. Money can be made with podcasting, but it can't be only from sponsors. It can't be only from advertisement. It can't be only from voiceovers. It can't be only from leasing time out. In the beginning, you have a plan of at least 8 ways one idea can make money. That is what I teach people that I work with, helping them with their business. Because you're going to run into getting stuck. There's seasons for things. People are going to want one of your products or services during a particular time of year. If you're a personal trainer, January, February, March, everybody is turning over a new lease on life, and they want to get fit, get in shape, and think better. So they're going to the personal trainers. They're going to the mindset coaches. They're going to yoga classes. They are getting new gym memberships in the beginning of the year. By the middle of the year, not so much. There's not a lot of new enrollments. Maybe around Christmas time, people are getting gifts of memberships. So maybe that's another time. So maybe not just January through March. So maybe December through March. Okay? So that's a season. So what do personal trainers and gyms do when they don't have a lot of people wanting to sign up? They have to think of other ways, or they're going to be doing several other businesses or jobs that pull them away from maximizing the one idea. The pressure of life, having bills to pay, having kids to feed, having obligations, it does force you to have to do multiple things. But the goal, not the beginning, the goal is to be in that one path, and doing that one path multiple ways. It looks like one, but that one does many things. So, as you prepare for 2024, project, what do I need to learn? If there's anything, you may have learned it, and next year may be your year of application. But for those who may need to learn something new, how much time do you have to invest in learning something new so that you can move your business forward? I have avoided the technological part of my business. Yes, I'm in media, but I didn't want to learn it myself. But I have to. I have to, so I understand when someone's talking to me in technical talk that it doesn't sound like blah, blah, blah. And I'm not frustrated because I think I just bought something I didn't need. I don't see the results because I don't understand. I don't want to continue to hold myself back from getting the most out of my investment in business. I can see things clearer because I have learned a lot. I've seen it applied. I've seen where it could be used sometimes. And this is just business in general. So now, for me, next year, I'll be applying what I've learned over 14 years, especially for my new book. So it's due out December 15th, my shameless plug, for Moments the Weekend. It's my debut novel, but I plan on making sure I maximize that experience using the knowledge I've learned over 14 years, helping others and helping myself grow business and the parts within the business, the parts that don't even make money, but eventually it leads to making money in the business. Applying what I've learned, that's what I'm going to do next year. And maybe that's you too. Maybe you need to take a class, and there's lots of online business classes that you can do, lots of free resources. So I do not recommend you spending money unless you have to, because there's so many things that you have to spend money on that's consistent, that keeps the lights on in your business, even if your business is remote and it's just you and your laptop or you and your smartphone. You still have to do things. Once you create that content, you have to make sure that content is seen by more than just the people you already know and will meet. But there are people who will never meet you directly that you want to see your content. You want your content to reach people far and wide, unless you don't. But if you do, you have to get help with that, and you have to understand technical things like search engine optimization and keywords, and not just the hashtags you like to make up, but the ones that are going to be tracked by people who track hashtags, because they do. A long time ago, well, really 14 years ago, there were not tools for analyzing who was viewing your content. There were not there was no data for who's on your social media. There was no data for so many things that we have now. So being able to measure your success has become more doable. It's not just how you feel. Now you can look at numbers. So I had to learn, and I didn't want to. So there's parts of business you're not going to want to do. Paperwork might be one of those. But for me, it was the techie stuff, because I'm creative and I'm more mental. And yeah, but you also have to get about the business so you can understand, and even in baby steps, be able to push your content forward. There's no point in having content, great content, well branded content that will only be seen by people you already know. You're looking to grow past the people you already know. So my lesson maybe your lesson 2, going into 2024, making sure that I'm ready for business, is understanding, continuing to learn, and to understand search engine optimization, keywords, um, categories, uh, for definitely for the book, different genres, what's going to be my best foot forward in business as a business coach and as a media company, and bringing on the help and support that I need, um, focusing on the social media platforms that's going to bring me the results that I am looking for in my business. Those are my takeaways. I would love to hear your comments on this video and the first video, letting me know what your plans are for 2024 and what are your actionable steps to get there. I have enjoyed this time with you. I forgot what point I was trying to make earlier, so if you saw me have that brain fog, put in the comments, hey, coach, this is what you were saying, so I can get back to it. I'm human, I'm not a robot. But I want to make sure that you're set up for success. Be human, please. You're going to stumble. You're not going to always be perfect. Show up anyway. Don't let anything stop you from living the life that you want. It's up to you. Your business, your brand is up to you. I'm just here to encourage you to put your best foot forward. Until next time, have a super day. Yeah, I'm going to do one for next Tuesday, so stay tuned. I will post it in the group, in the fan page, so that you will be able to know what time and what the topic will be for next week. I think we need this. This definitely needed to be said. Until next time.